All right, so you're ready to start level 1 of Equation Boot Camp, and this is your basic uh, one-step equations. You've done these before, maybe you just haven't been as aware of you doing them, and I know we've talked in recent weeks about inverse operations. So if you remember, we've talked before about inverse operations, so that should be very familiar to you. We've talked about how when we add something, we can reverse it by subtracting. When we subtract something, we can reverse it and go back to the way it was by adding. We've also discussed that with multiplication, it will reverse anything that is just been divided. And division can reverse anything that's just been multiplied. So let's look at your provided notes here, and let's get some blanks filled in with understanding, not just filling in blanks, remember. So when we're solving an equation, our goal is to blank the blank. Oh yeah, we need to isolate. I might need to narrow that up. The variable. Get that variable alone. So we want to isolate it. Isolate means to make it lonely, put it alone, okay? We use inverse operations to do this, okay? So you've done this, right? You remember with proportions, we've done this. With solving those equations, we've done this. So again, addition and subtraction are inverse. That statement can read forwards and backwards. And multiplication and division are inverse. So in our first equation here, we have x plus 4 is 3. In other words, some number plus 4 equals 3. Well, what was that number before we added 4 to it? Well, we can figure that out by subtracting 4. Now, when we're doing equation work, we're going to start showing that it happens to both sides. What we do to one, we have to do to the other. I draw my line down the equal sign to help remind me that I have to keep it balanced. It's kind of like a balance there with the line. And then this line right here that I drew is actually a sum line because it's showing that I'm saying 4 and negative 4, 3 and negative 4, okay? So 4, negative 4 leaves nothing there. I don't need to write 0, but I am going to bring down my x, and x, bring down my equal sign, and 3 and negative 4 leaves negative 1. And you can use your calculator if you're comfortable doing that. In fact, you're going to use your calculator when you go back and check your equation. We're going to go back to the original equation that said x plus 4 equals 3. We now say that x equals negative 1. If that's actually true, negative 1 plus 4 will equal 3. So you put negative 1 plus 4, negative 1 plus 4, enter in your calculator, and you should see 3. And as long as you do, you can check it off because you know you have the correct answer. Let's go on to the next one to the right, negative 6f minus 11. Here's your standard multiplication. Again, I'm going to draw that line down the equal sign just to help myself remember that I've got a balanced here. So this is kind of like that fulcrum on a balance, and it holds it steady, and we don't want it to tilt one way or the other. But this says that negative 6 times some number is equal to 11. Well, what was it before it was multiplied by negative 6? I can undo that by dividing it by negative 6. This cancels out to be 1f. Remember, isolating the variable. It's now isolated. We do not indicate that 1 in front of it. It's a given when we see it. That it exists. Unless it tells us otherwise, it's singular. And then we have negative 11 sixths. Since that fraction cannot be simplified, we're going to leave it as a fraction. It's in simplest form as a fraction, and the negative goes in front because if I have a positive divided by a negative, it's overall a negative number. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do my check. I'm going to substitute in. It says my f is negative 11 sixths, so I'm going to rewrite this negative 6 times negative 11 sixths. I'm going to use my calculator and push enter. Let's see, did it say 11? It did. Check. I did it. All these steps are necessary, absolutely necessary. It's a part of the learning curve for this unit. So I have another one where I have a number being added to my variable, put equal to a number. Well, what was it before 2.5 was added to it? The goal, remember, is to isolate my variable. That means let's get that t alone. So that means I'm going to add a negative 2.5 to both sides. And after I do that, I notice that the left 2.5 has gone away because I used inverse operations to push it to the other side as the same value that I added to the left. And so I carry down my variable t, and it tells me t equals 2.5. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to substitute that in. I'm going to show that. Yes, I am, because that's part of the skill set we're practicing here. All right, and you don't have to necessarily write it right above there. I've been doing that so you could easily see what it is that it goes with. You could put it out to the side, you can put it under, put it wherever you would like it to be is fine. It just needs to be shown once. And it's also very favorable if you can go ahead then and box in your solution for the equation, because then that tells me you understand what just happened and that you have completed it. I want you to go ahead and look at that next one. This one's kind of special because it says 5 minus r equals 10. Well, I want you to keep in mind this says negative r, or the opposite of r, plus 5 equals 10. Just a refresher on integers, that when I have that there and this one here, the sign in front of it is what goes with it. So if you remember, we learned before that I can add a negative is the same as subtracting. So we know I have a negative r, and then that's a positive 5 because there's no sign in front of it. Now, do your one step. This is actually going to be a 2-step, but do your one step to get your variable isolated. Then we're going to talk about what we're going to do about that negative r. So I went ahead and I completed it to a point where I have the opposite of r is 5. And then I created a number line over here to show you what that looks like. If the opposite of r is 5, 5 is over here, and that's the opposite. And remember, the opposite is the same distance from 0 on the other side of the number line. So if the opposite of r is 5, that means r is negative 5. So r equals negative 5. Now we need to go back and fill it in to double check and make sure that we've got the correct solution for r. Sorry about the dog barking. She's outside now. Hopefully it won't be quite as loud. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, go back to my original equation. Don't mess with what you've changed, even though that was correct in this case and we know it helped us. We want to make sure we didn't make an error there. So I'm going to do 5 minus what I got for my r, a negative 5 equals 10. Use your calculator. 5 minus, remember the negative is on the bottom next to the enter. The subtraction sign's on the right, along the right side. 5 minus a negative 5 equals 10? Yes, it does. It's the same thing as saying 5 plus a positive 5. And 5 and 5 is 10. We all know that. So, way to go. All right, so this time we're not doing addition or subtraction. This time we're looking at division. This lovely right here says a number, I'm just going to write this for you here, a number divided by 3 is negative 8. Okay, so that's division, remember, and we know that in order to find out what it was pre-division, we need to undo it with multiplication. So we need to multiply by the 3. It's being divided by 3. We multiply by the 3. Keep in mind, remember how multiplication of fractions works. These can simplify out. I now have a singular x. Negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. Notice how I put the multiplication out to the sides instead of vertical, because we're just not going to show it that way. I need to get you trained so you're comfortable doing this algebraically as things get more complicated. That'll help your work streamline and be easier to read. Well, now I need to go back and I need to substitute in what I got for x in place. So I'm going to do negative 24 divided by 3 equals, does it equal negative 8? And you can put this in as a fraction in your calculator until you're 100% comfortable with looking at it as division. That way you won't misinterpret or think or have looked at it wrong and then get a wrong check as well. So that checks out and that's all good. Now there's one left here that is a little bit more intense. I want you to keep in mind that if this said z minus 2, we would just add 2, wouldn't we? Well, the fact that it says z minus 2/3 doesn't change that. We're still going to just add our 2/3 to both sides because that's the reverse of subtracting. Even though it's a fraction, it still follows the same rules. And that's going to leave me with my z equal 2. And then you could put these fractions in your calculator exactly as they are. I like working my brain a little bit, so I'm going to translate it into ninths. I'm also going to be checking it on my calculator. This tells me that z equals 14 ninths. That is simplest form. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to my calculator to check. I'm going to check and make sure 14 ninths minus 2/3 equals 8 ninths. And does it actually check out? And it does. I actually took a pause to use my calculator to double check. See? All good students double check. There is nothing wrong with double checking. Okay, here's where your understanding of words and what they mean mathematically is going to come in really helpful. This says that a number, which I can pick any variable that I want, excuse me, any variable, I'm just going to pick an n, sorry, decreased, well, that would mean to subtract, wouldn't it? I'm going to decrease it, I'm subtracting, decreased by 4, so I'm going to subtract 4, and then is -5. So there I've got it. Find that number. So I need to first write my expression, or equation rather, sorry. And n minus 4 is equal to -5. So now I'm going to do the inverse there to find, sorry, my phone is going wacky, to find out what n equals. That means that if I'm subtracting 4, I need to add 4. So n equals -1. I'm still going to go check, and I'm going to say, is -1 decreased by 4 equal to -5? Is -1 decreased? Think about that. That means I'm going left on the number line. Okay? So if we want to draw a number line to double check these, that would be really awesome practice. So if I started at, oh, I don't want a 0 there. That's not a good helpful thing. Let's put 0 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -5, -1. So if I look at my number line here, I have decreased by 4. If I start at 1 and I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, decreased means I'm going away from 0. And then I ended up at -5. So that works out. So these aren't just important to check mathematically, but check conceptually and make sure the words fit the math and both together fit with a model such as a number line or a tape diagram or whatever works best in your mind. Okay, there's one more here, and it's a product. And a product means we're going to multiply. So multiply the product of -3 and a number. This and does not mean to add because it's telling me what am I going to find the product of? -3 and some number I don't know, and it's going to be 12. Okay, now I don't need to write -3 dot n because I can slap them together and I know that's what that means. I need to do my inverse operations by dividing by 3. N should equal -4. Do a visual, some type of a check in your mind to envision what that looks like and make sure you've interpreted it correctly. So I've got a number line here that starts at -3, and if I'm taking a product of 3 and -4, that means I have -4 groups of -3. The opposite of 3, the opposite of 4 times 2 negatives makes a positive. So since it tells me that I am negative, that means that we always start at 0 when we multiply on the number line. So if I have a -3, I start off facing the negative direction. But it says I'm going to do -4 hops. Well, if it's a negative, it means I'm going backwards. Just like -3 means I was facing left in the negative direction. But since I'm facing left now and it says to go the opposite 4 groups of 3, I'm going to jump 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3, and it equals 12. It says the product of negative 3 and a number is 12. That number is negative 1, 2, 3, 4. Because remember, I started facing the negative direction, so that means I'm going backwards 4 since it's negative. Go ahead and go on to your first assignment on Delta. Make sure that you are completing problems on this page and read your instructions here very carefully before you move on to make sure you understand exactly what you're going to be doing. And then you're going to check in with me regarding your mastery check. So, good luck.